Hello class. Today we're going to continue our learning for Google Sheets. This is the intermediate level. So welcome and let's get started. So today we're going to be discussing and going over two important topics. The first one is learning how to do filters or create a filter on Google Sheets. So if we have filters are used when we have a large quantity of data that needs to be revised by groups or series. The filters can help us narrow down basically it's like a search result, but only for selected like a handful of data. So you'll see how this works. We get to choose what is displayed and what is not. And it just makes it a lot easier when we are going through a large spreadsheet and we just need to look for items in a very, very specific category. So those are filters. And we are also going to work on a pivot table. So a pivot table can be used to summarize information that is manually selected from another table. And again, you will see how we do this, and it is super cool. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm showing you this screen of this website on Wikipedia. So what I did, and you should have received in my email a table. If you open up the table, before you do the we're gonna do an import today, right? And that table, anyways, the table that I sent you has this information right here. So it says list of largest California cities by population. The only thing your table is missing is image and description. But basically you have rank, city, population, and county. And what I did is I logged into Wikipedia. I made a couple moves and I imported this table with this information, the rank, the city, population, and county. And I imported it into an Excel file. And what you are going to do today is you're going to import that Excel file into Google Sheets. So I just wanted to show you this website and where I got the table, so that you are aware that information, if you find a table somewhere on the internet and you want to retrieve that information and maybe do something with it on Excel or Google Sheets, you can do that. So let's go to Sheets. So you should have Sheets open by now, and the file that I sent you, which is an Excel file of this table, you should have already saved it to your computer at this point, okay? Because what we're going to do next is we're going to do the import. So you need to have that saved onto your computer before you start anything else, okay? So if you haven't done that, pause the video and do that for me. Once you've done that, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to create a blank document. Okay, it's taking a little time to load. All right, so let's call our spreadsheet cities largest cities in California, and of course, please put your name on it so I know this belongs to you when I'm grading it. So once you have that, we're going to start the import. We're going to go to File, Import, and we're going to go to Upload. I'm going to select the file from my computer. Again, you should have already downloaded this table onto your computer so you can do this import. So I saved it here. I'm trying to remember where I saved it. Okay, I think I went here. I know I have so many things. Just find yours while I find mine. Okay, so that's the file we're looking for. I'm going to click open. Okay, that shouldn't appear on your computer, but if it does, just go ahead and ignore it. It'll go away by itself. All right, so it says import location. Let's just replace spreadsheet. And this message will pop up. Just ignore it and just click import data. All right, so that table that I showed you from that website is the exact same table you are downloading, except I already extracted the information from the website, put it on this spreadsheet so that you can just import it straight into Sheets. And it's taking a while. Might be because it's a large file. So if it takes a little bit of time, it's okay. It's probably just because it's a large file and there's a lot of information on here. All right, so what do we have? We have the rank. We have all the cities in California. We have the population in the city, the counties, the county that city belongs to, according to Wikipedia. All right, so we've extracted our data. Good. So I want you to learn how to create filters, because once we create our pivot table, you'll see that pivot tables are full with filters. So if we want to create a simple filter, we can do so. For example, all I want to be listed, all I want to display from everything that's on this table, I only want to show all the cities that belong to the San Bernardino County. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go click on county, and I'm going to go to data. I'm going to select filter views and create new filter view. And this will pop up. Once this pops up, what I want to do is you'll see there is this little icon right there. So I want you to click on it. And I want you to clear everything that's checkmarked here are all the possible counties on this table. So what I want you to do is I want you to clear the check marks, all of them, and look for they're in ABC order, ABC order, and I want you to look for the one that says San Bernardino, and I want you to put a check mark. So you're going to click on the left side of San Bernardino, and a check mark should pop up just like that. And you're going to click OK. All right, so what did that do? So now what it did is every single item on our table that belongs to the county of every single city that belongs to the county of San Bernardino displayed. Because what was our filter? Our filter was only display the cities that belong to the San Bernardino County. Only display the items that have San Bernardino as the county. Is what we told. Is what the filter created. Okay. So that's filters. And of course, we can do this with population. If we wanted numbers and we only wanted like a specific range of numbers, we could specify that. We could select the cities if we wanted maybe just the city of Rancho to display. We could do that. Or if we just want, I don't know, maybe the cities in alphabetical order, and only the ones from A through S. Okay, so you could do that. That would be another filter. So it would just display the cities that are from A to S. So for example, any city like Victorville wouldn't display because Victorville starts with a V, and our filter it's excluding anything after S. And we can put double filters. So if like we have a county, right? So now we have everything that's in the county of San Bernardino, but now we only want, let's say we could condition it. Maybe that one's not such a good idea. We can display them by population. And then we could maybe exclude any, like, I don't know, these are like 5-digit numbers, so we could exclude all of the populations with 6-digit numbers. So anything below 100,000, right? We put okay. So now that's a double filter. Now our table is smaller, and you can tell there's a filter being used, or an active filter, because this icon, you see that? That's like a real filter. That's like a full filter, right? It's like the ones that we use for the cars, with the oil. And if you look at this side here, there it looks different. So there's a filter active on this column, but there's no filter active in this column. So that's how we could tell. Now, if I want to remove my filter, I can click here. I can put clear all and then select all and put okay. And so now it's back. It's back to here, but it's not back to where every single piece of information is showing. Why? Because this filter is still active. So what I would need to do is I would click on this. I would clear all, or I could just do select all and go to okay. And then everything displays again, right? And so we could do that. Filters also help us organize things. So if we wanted this table to display, it's displayed by rank right now. So it's like in order from 1 through, how many cities do we have? We have 100 cities. So it's displayed from the rank of the city. I'm assuming it's by population. So the city with the most populations is displayed at the top. But we could change this and we can do it the opposite. Display the cities at the top with the least population. So we can order. So we would have to change the rank, of course. And we could do it. No, hold on. Could probably do A through Z. Yeah. Well, no, that didn't work. Oh, okay, no, that wouldn't work on here. We would have to, it's only A through Z for some reason on sheets. Anyways, we could do it by city. So like if we wanted to display it's from A to Z by city, or from Z to A for city. Same thing with county. And you see the ranks obviously change right now. It's not in order. Everything's just like all over the place. All right, so those are filters. So what I want you to make sure you have on yours, you're gonna be graded for this, is you have to have a filter under county and only select so we're gonna clear all, and I only want you to select, well, let me cancel and put this in order before I start. Okay. So, only select, so clear all, and only select San Bernardino, and, let's do San Bernardino and Los Angeles. Yeah, okay. And we're gonna put okay. So now what happens to our table? We have less values. Earlier we had what? This went all the way down to like 100 and something. As you can look at, you can see here, there's values hidden because our number jumps from 71 to 102. So basically the other values are hidden. But yeah, so our filter only displays cities that belong to the county of San Bernardino and Los Angeles. Okay. All right. So once you're done with that, that's one assignment. And we can rename it. And we can title it filters example. All right. Now after that's done, let's create our title is placed. Let's add a new sheet. And this time, we're going to create a pivot table. So, I want you to go back to the filter example. Go to data, and you're going to find pivot table. Click on that. It's going to ask you new sheet or existing sheet. Let's just do new sheet. So you didn't even have to create another sheet. Just do it straight from here. I'm going to put new sheet. And we're going to select range. We're going to select the range. So it would be from A1 all the way to D71. Filter example is the title of our sheet, and then it's A1 to D71. I'm gonna put okay, and new sheet, create. Okay, so now what happened? So this is us creating our first pivot table. So what I want you to do is, here is our pivot table editor. So it gives us some suggestions. Let's just go ahead and ignore those. We're gonna do it manually. Gives us suggestions as far as how we want to organize our pivot table. Obviously, Excel is always trying to make things, Sheets in this case is trying to make things easier for us. So No. Oops. Please ignore that. Don't do what I just did. Okay. So what I want to do is under rows here, I want to add. And I want to add county. Okay. So now all of my counties all of the counties existing in the table that we imported are displayed here. Only the counties. And okay, make sure show totals is checked. And then I also want you to add here under rows, add. Because there's columns and add, there's values, add, there's filters, add. I want rows, add. And this time, let's click on population. Okay, so now we have another row with population. But what happens? It says the county is Alameda and the population in Alameda, and it marks different numbers, right? Only for the population in Alameda. Same thing. Contra Costa and so on. And we're going to add one more. Add. And this time I want you to add city. All right. So our table looks a little funny. So what I'm going to do, it's not in great order. So I'm going to, well, one, you see where it says city that popped up? I want you to unclick show details, show totals, and I want, so this box is highlighted, the city box is highlighted because that's selected. So you see how my cursor changes and it's 4 arrows? Well, when that changes, I want you to click and drag up just between county and population. You see that? It's right in the middle. Let go. And now it looks a little more organized, but I still need it. It's still not quite right. And so what I'm going to do is under population, take off the show totals here. You see how that's checked marked? Uncheck it. And now, okay, now it looks a lot better. So what happens? What happened? What did we do? We created a pivot table that displays all of the cities in the county of Alameda with each city's corresponding population. So what information is ignored in this pivot table? Well, the ranking is ignored. And I think it was just the ranking is the only thing that we ignored from our full table to this pivot table that we created. And it just makes it, maybe I wanted to organize it based off of cities that belong to specific county. So in this case, pivot tables are useful when you want to handpick a select set of data to put it in a new data and kind of like display the information in a different way. Okay, so that is your first pivot table. You learned how to do filters, and now we can exit out of the pivot table editor. Our pivot table is done, and you can go through the table, you know. See, for Merced, we only have one city that belongs to Merced. For the county of Monterey, we only have one city that belongs there. And then for Orange, we have a bunch of cities that belong to the Orange County, etc. So once you're done, let's rename the sheet. And we can put pivot table I pivot table cities by county. And then I created this one, but I didn't need that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and delete it. So you should only have 2 sheets. The one with your filter, only displaying San Bernardino and Los Angeles counties. Nothing else should be displayed. And your pivot table in this order: county, city, population, no totals, only totals for county. And what else? Okay, so if you're here, I'm going to also email you a rubric so you can take a look at where I am giving you points. That way you don't miss any points, okay? So just go ahead and share this with me. And you can still share it to the Puppy Love email. I just find it a lot easier to grade there because I don't have as many emails. Just put puppylovepamp@gmail.com. Oops, I wrote that wrong. Puppy. It's right there. Okay. And then this is online homework number 4. And just go ahead and put your name and send it. All right. Thanks, guys.